Hello, this is Beastly Eel with another Eel Talk. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about a streaming show that is with superheroes. It has superheroes in a way that we've never seen them before, in a dark and depressing way. They have a immortal, um, immortal racist Nazi. They have a angry Superman. What else do they have that's similar? They have they have an Aquaman who is a sexual predator. I'm trying to think of what else. And they have a bunch of humans trying to take out the Supes. It's none other than Amazon Prime's The Boys. So we're going to be talking about that today. Specifically, what we want to see for season 3. Now, for those of you who don't know, The Boys is a Amazon Prime show, obviously. It's already had 2 seasons. Both seasons, in my personal opinion, have been amazing. Apparently, though, they are not going strictly based on the comic book series for multiple reasons. One, I imagine, has to do with the fact that it keeps it current, meaning like nobody's quite sure what's going to happen. But the other reason, too, is that the comics themselves are very much rated R. And enough that if it was done by humans instead of being on a cartoon screen, on a comic strip, I'm pretty sure it would end very badly. So the show has superheroes all around, and apparently they're all fake. And what I mean by that is, I don't want you to think, oh, they're all like smoke and mirrors. No, they actually have powers, but their image is fake, meaning they're all not the greatest. There's very few good heroes in this show, and it's very obvious that that's the case because it's just kind of a mess. We see and in fact, we see it in the very first episode of season 1, how messed up the heroes really are, and now they don't want to take responsibility for anything. They cause a lot of problems. They only help when it helps their publicity, which is also just horrendous. They've killed many people, and they pretty much pay people off if they mess up. They have their own little sex building where all the Supes have sex because they can't break their image. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, so The Boys is a really screwed up show, but it's also an awesome show. So it goes based on there's a non-Supe named Huey, whose girlfriend gets killed by, oh my gosh, what is his name? A-Train. Wow, I couldn't think of his name for a second. A-Train. And A-Train is basically like this universe's version of the Flash. Super speed, all the above. He runs right through the girlfriend and literally splats her. I mean, she turns to a puddle. And Huey is just distraught by it, and he goes down a dark path. He meets up with a guy named Butcher, who's trying to use his grief to get him to screw up the Seven and really bring them down, because Butcher wants to kill the Seven, specifically because his wife was raped by Homelander, who is like the Superman version. He's like a Superman character, and got her pregnant, which we find it later in season 2. So yeah, there's a lot of messed up stuff. We see that the boys consist of Huey, Butcher, Frenchie, and Mother's Milk. And no, I'm not lying, the name is Mother's Milk. And then Kimmy, who gets added on later, who is a prisoner who was basically forced on the serum that makes all the Supes. And she joins the team. She's got superhuman strength, agility, and everything else, and apparently an amazing healing factor. Not quite sure the extent of it, but we know it's a decent amount. What we find out is that the government, the private company that runs the Seven, actually created the serum that created the first supers. And Homelander was the first experiment in the sense of away from human interaction, which made him the asshole we all know him as. And it's a lot of just destruction. We see a lot of the media covering up the soups doing horrible stuff and making the boys look bad. Now, granted, they're not awesome either. They're killing superheroes, so they're not just innocent creatures in this. Um, at the end of season one, they the boys split up technically, um, and Butcher finds out that his wife was alive the whole time. She wasn't killed or killed herself, and that she was pregnant and had a kid, Homelander's kid, um, and now is locked away to keep her son safe and to keep away from Homelander. So, yeah, then season two is all about Butcher trying to get his wife back. He joins back with the boys to try to team up with them. They also have a spy in the Seven who is Starlight. Starlight is somebody who really is into Huey and really wants to be a hero. And she really genuinely wants to be a hero. She was really good at it until she joined the Seven, in my personal opinion. The Seven corrupted her. So in season two, we find out that, that there's been a superhero who's been around since World War II. She's a Nazi. Stormfront. She's shacking up with Homelander. And she's trying to get Homelander to take his son so they can train him to be just like Dad. And trust me, nobody in the world wants that. So it brings this all-out fight, and in the end, hope you're ready for this, Homelander's girlfriend gets almost disintegrated by his son, and Butcher's wife dies. And Butcher basically threatens Homelander and says, this kid, if you even touch this kid, I'll make sure it's the last thing you ever do. Homelander leaves. Butcher makes sure the kid gets safe away, just like his wife wanted. And the boys break off again because the Seven isn't bad right now. So they're supposedly in the good, and they got help from a senator that kind of set everything right. So now they pretty much disband and they go to start doing their own little thing. Mother's Milk and Frenchie, I believe, started working with Mallory again, who worked at the CIA, who helped bring down Soups. Butcher is kind of just not wanting to do anything right now because he just lost his wife, which is understandable. And then you have Huey, who's joined the senator, who's helped them out. And we find out that the senator is a soup as well, and she literally makes heads explode. And that's how the season ends. So what I'm hoping to see in season 3 is apparently there's going to be a lot more blood in it, which could go either way. There's apparently an island that is just like the building from the first season, where it's just a cesspool of sex, drugs, and just who knows what else for all the soups. So all of that. And then we have the senator who is superpowered, who can literally make people's heads explode, which becomes a problem, I imagine. Huey's working with her, which makes it even more of a problem. And then we have Starlight really focusing on the Seven. A-Train's back in the Seven. So they're trying to now figure out who's going to be in the Seven permanently. A-Train's back because he had a heart attack, but now he's back. Homelander's in it, but he's not happy. And he looks like he's going to finally snap. So season 3, I think, is going to have the Senator really starting to blow stuff up and try to help her campaign, whatever it is. We're not quite sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's not good. I don't think she's the, super candidate that they were all hoping her to be. Huey's going to find out that she's a soup, and it's going to end badly. Hopefully he doesn't die, because I do like him, but who knows. Butcher's going to still try to kill Homelander. The boys are going to be forced to come back together for some reason. And the Seven is going to probably get into another fight again. Mostly against Homelander, I would imagine, because Homelander is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, he's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, he's really losing it. So I imagine he's going to finally snap. But we know for a fact that there's another new character being added in, an actor from Supernatural, and he's going to be playing the boys' version of Captain America, who supposedly worked with Stormfront when she was Lady Liberty. So I imagine he's going to be a racist. I imagine he's going to be pretty much similar to Stormfront, except that he's going to have a penis. So we're going to see how well that goes. I also think Homelander's going to be put in his place a lot, and I think potentially get kicked out of the Seven, which would be very entertaining to watch him spiral out of control by being kicked out of the Seven. But yeah, those are my predictions and my hopes for season 3. Hopefully they'll come out at the end of this year, but no set date or time. But yeah, that's it for me for The Boys. I mean, tell me what you're looking most forward to for season 3 of The Boys. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, like always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. And as always, this is Beastly Eel signing out. Have a good night.